Forum, Sabrina Schaefer, and Margie Omero, president of Momentum Analysis, join me to weigh in. Good morning to both of you ladies.
Good morning.
All right, Sabrina, let me start with you because I don't even know, I doubt that these rumors are true because Governor Christie has gone on the record saying that, in fact, he would have to die to get people to realize he's not going to run. Do you think there's any truth to this?
Well, I don't know. I think that there's a huge part of the Republican primary electorate that's still very unhappy with Mitt Romney as the front runner, and they're looking for an alternative. And I think that after 3 debates this month, there's a lot of frustrated voters out there who see Romney as very polished behind the podium, but that he seems to lack a sort of intuitive commitment to limited government, a certain authenticity, and they're still looking for someone who may be able to fill that position as front runner.
Margie, do you think, though, that it could be Democrats who are putting this story out there about Chris Christie to try and sort of make the pool of GOP contenders less effective?
No, absolutely not. There is genuine, I mean, just as we were saying, genuine dissatisfaction among Republican primary voters with the field. It's the first time in 4 decades where there's no real clear Republican frontrunner. And there's been all these flavor of the months, flavor of the weeks. Herman Cain, Michelle Bachmann, John Huntsman. Donald Trump was at the top of the pack for a while. This is not, Democrats are not behind this. This is real Republican concern that they don't have a candidate who is both energizing to the base as well as able to demonstrate some basic competency in talking about what they're going to do.
But if you look back in history, I mean, we all thought Hillary Clinton was going to be the Democratic nominee, so I don't know if that's totally fair.
Well,
and also
on
the Republican side, if you look back in 2008 at this time, you had Fred Thompson and Rudy Giuliani taking this race away from anyone else. John McCain had 13% of the vote. So how do you explain that, Sabrina?
Well, I think that there's still room, but one of the challenges for any candidate like Perry, in fact, and now like Christie, they're coming in this late in the game. It's very difficult to jump from the state level to the national stage, and I think that we've seen that, and I think that that would be a big challenge for Christie. And so I think that he would have to be, thinking about this very carefully before jumping in, because I think it could, if he's just preparing for 4 years from now, that might be one thing, but I'm not sure that there's really room for him unless he's beyond prepared.
Well, Margie, let me ask you this. Would Democrats be nervous if Chris Christie decided to jump into the race?
Well, I'm also from New Jersey, so I can appreciate at times or find familiar the bluntness of Chris Christie during the storm, for example. But there have been many incidents where he literally yells at a voter, and that's just not something that I think a lot of voters really are going to appreciate. Toughness is one thing. Screaming at the voters is something people don't really like in their presidents.
Well, and I think to add to that, that a lot of voters on the Republican side would be surprised to find out that Christie is not quite as conservative as they may think he is. He, like Romney, like Giuliani, is a Republican with some blue state baggage, and they may not be happy with him on the environment, on gun control, for instance. So that would definitely add a new dynamic to the election.
Very interesting. He's high profile this week at a bunch of fundraisers. We'll see exactly what happens. Sabrina and Margie, thanks so much for getting up early on a Monday. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Police Commissioner